Hello and welcome back to our next episode on Azure Function Apps. In the previous video, we learned how to test Azure Function Apps using Postman. In this video, we will learn about various triggers that are available with Azure Function Apps.
Subscribe to Code Light, come along for the ride. Yeah. Programming and science will be side by side. Unlock your potential, let your knowledge grow. Code Light, the channel is where you wanna go.
So we can think of a trigger as an event that tells the Azure to run our code. There are multiple triggers available with Azure Function Apps. We have the HTTP trigger, the timer trigger, the queue trigger, the BLOB trigger, and many more. I have already created multiple videos on HTTP trigger. In this video, we will learn about the timer trigger. So if we want to schedule a background task, we can use the timer trigger. So there are many other use cases of timer trigger, like sending the daily email reports, automating the backups, scheduling the database cleanup, scheduling the periodic log processing, and many more. To create our Azure Function app using timer trigger, let's open Visual Studio. Click on Create New Project. In the template, search for Azure. Click on Azure Functions. Click on Next. In the project name, let's say project name as Code by Timer Trigger Demo. Solution name will be same as project name. Click on Next. Here we choose the runtime. For now it's .NET 8.0. Let's go with this. We have many other options available. Then we have the function. As I already told you, we have multiple triggers available with Azure Functions. So we have the timer trigger, the SQL trigger, the signal or trigger, the queue trigger, the BLOB trigger, the HTTP trigger. Let's go with timer trigger in this video. With timer trigger, we have a cron expression. A cron expression tells the Azure when and how often our application code will be executed. So the format of the cron expression is like seconds, which takes values from 0 to 59. Then we have minutes, which takes again values from 0 to 59. Anything between 0 and 59 is a valid value. Then we have hours, which is takes values from 0 to 23. Then we have days in a month, which takes values from 1 to 31. Then we have months, which takes values from 1 and 12. And then we have days of the week, which takes values from 0 to 6, starting from Saturday to Sunday. So this application will execute after every 5 minutes. Let's change this to 1 because 5 minutes will be too long for this demo. Click on Create. Whenever we create a new Azure function using Visual Studio, it comes with some default code. Here we have this iLogger, which will be used to log information to logger. In this video, we are not going to use this iLogger, or we will simply log our information on console. Here we will change this to console.writeLine. And same for this. Let's move this part of code in the beginning. So this part of code tells us if our application status schedule status is null or not null. So if our application schedule status is not null, we can schedule our daily emails in this section, or we can schedule our task in this section. For now, I am going to log this information to console, and here I am going to add one more line of code which will tell us which was the last schedule of our application. My timer dot schedule states dot last. This is the cron expression which is provided to our timer trigger. If we want to schedule it once in a month, then we can change this value to uh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, anything between 1 and 12. So any number between 1 and 12 will determine the month. For example, 1 for Jan, 2 for Feb, 3 for March. So let's build and run our application. There are some build errors here. Build and run. So we have only one function available with our function app right now. That's the timer trigger here. So let's see here. Next timer scheduled at 6/7/2025, which is today's date, and 10:41, which is current time, and last scheduled at 11/0001/530, which is default because there is no last schedule for our application right now. The next run, we will see this last scheduled run will be updated to this time. We have to wait for a minute. Now let's see. Next timer scheduled at 6/7/2025, 10:42, which is the current time, and this is the task that it executed. And then the last schedule run is 6/7/2025, 10:41, which comes from the previous scheduled run. In the next video, we will learn about the queue trigger. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy this content, don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more.
I wake up in the morning ready to learn. Got my coffee in hand and I take my turn. Open up my laptop, it's time to code. Join me on the journey, let's hit the road. Subscribe to Code Light, come along for the ride. Yeah. Programming and science will be side by side.